What is going on today, guys? Seven Aldo here. Welcome back to the live stream. Hope you guys are doing really well. What's up, Wonder Bar? Always appreciate you guys smashing the like button. Let me show you guys. I guess let's see the Bitcoin short. We'll get that in the prime seat right now. I gave it a shot. We'll see what happens here. I guess wanted to do a bearish thumbnail for the first time in a long time, and we'll see how that, how you guys like that. But it is what it is. What's up, DG? And always, appreciate you guys smash the like button. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's like it kind of looks like you're gonna break down a little bit more, in my opinion, right now. I got this move upward, locked in the profits for the ETH one right here. Nice $1.50, that right there, ultimately the trying to short down to these points, I believe. So yeah, info is on the Discord, with the stop loss to take profit. You guys are interested, if you want one free month in that, check out BloFin, Bitunix, BYDFI down below. If you use my link and deposit at least $100 on any of those exchanges, I'll give you one free month, and I'll Empire VIP Discord, so check it out. Make sure you open support, take over the BYD, and then we'll get you sorted with some crypto night. So yeah, I don't know. I think we're gonna go down a little bit more, but not that much more. We could jump here. I don't have no crystal ball. This looks pretty good off the spiral line. It don't look that bad. Big area is 108. That's probably going to be your bottom, unless you think August is going to be a real catastrophe. In all likelihood, based on Fourier cycle, September is going to be your red month. It's not going to be August. ETH versus S&P 500. 2-month trigger wave. Now, you had that in end of 23, and it didn't give you what we hoped for. However, maybe this next one, well, if it does that, then you're kind of at the same place. So still below your 21 lows, but 21 was the unicorn year. Or if you, do what could have happened here, then you're kind of up to these areas against S&P 500 or whatever, and that's kind of when you're back in business. Because if Ethereum can't, start to outperform the damn S&P 500, it's down 40% against it in the last few years, 4 years, then you got an issue. And yeah, that's that point. ETH versus Bitcoin here. Now, that's another one, and that's looking okay. I think it'll continue to do well here for at least the next few months, hopefully into October. October is a big month, man. October is a big month, I think, in general. What is the thing I'm hoping for? Eventually getting up to these low areas. Your freaking 2-day still looks pretty good. I don't think this looks too bad. Kind of looks like you could break down more. Tough to say, man. I'm hoping this is a bottom, but, Excuse me. It may not be. Jaw is a little tight. Gotta do some MFR. Bring my little, MFR ball around with me everywhere I go, and I use that whenever things are a little bit. My back was tight. Use that in the neck too, and I feel quite a bit better, actually. There's some people who say MFR is BS. I beg to differ, or they tell you it's just a temporary thing. Well, hey, I'm glad to have temporary relief. Okay, I'll take it. A monthly does look a little sketch. I would say the next damn monthly red dot, probably whenever the hell that prints. You're probably going into bear market, but that should be at least over a new all-time high, at least. If you can't get in a new all-time high, you are effed, most likely. But yeah, 108K possibility. AI is getting good with those thumbnails. I like to, with the AI, a lot of people talk about it potentially taking jobs around the world, taking us all over, killing us all, things of that nature. And, I like to look at it as like AI is going to make it easier for us to make money. You just got to be resourceful like anything else. There's always new opportunities in life. That's the way I look at it. Maybe I'm wrong, but, try to see the glass as half full rather than half empty. Try to be somewhere between optimistic and delusionally optimistic, I would say. So mildly delusionally optimistic is the best thing. I'm realistic. I expect miracles to happen. That's what Dwayne Dyer said. So interesting thing there. The thing with gold too is what gold average is 3% a year, I think. And then obviously if you have something like the gold outperforms the TLT, but if you factor it in, and we're just going, this has nothing to do with fundamentals, 3.8% dividend or yield or whatever, plus whatever it may give you, like what's the better buy here is probably your damn bonds. I mean, but yeah. What AI can do for medicine. I mean, 100-year theory, the Ozempic type stuff is kind of the modern day, like antibiotics, kind of potentially increasing life expectancy by 10 years at least. Trying to think what other medical advancements. I don't know if you're really going to see, I mean, what would life expect? It's around 80 right now, 90 in 10 to 20 years. After that, maybe 100 in the next 20 to 20 years, if the pattern goes. But we'll see. This looks good. I mean, the thing, too, is like economy, a lot of people are talking about economy weakening. And, I mean, they were, that's always going to be. It's like the same thing, And you would think, the longer you live, too, in some ways, like you've kind of seen it all, so you get less, panicky about this stuff. But not always, not for everybody. Depending on who you are or whatever, but yeah. You always see those, economy, this, that, we've been in a recession for the past 500 years, or, talk about it, says, no, we're already in a recession. We've been in a, it depends how you define recession. It's like, it's like, how do you define, when you read the Bible, it's like, how do you interpret what Jesus said? No, Jesus said this. No, he said this. No, the Lord meant this. No. You know what I mean? Well, I get to get the magisterium in the church. I don't want to get all biblical. But they're tough. It's tough stuff. It's tough stuff. But yeah, where's the freaking? Oh. I don't even know what U.S. trade deficit. I mean, they brought in a lot of money with those damn tariffs. That's pretty remarkable, I'll say that. I mean, that's the thing everybody's been talking about. Let's actually look at Coinbase. That's a good one to look at. Trump administration formally acts 5 things. What the hell's the 5 things? Hold on. Yeah, they're gonna, yeah. It's not gonna. We're just at the point in history. Debt's gonna keep. U.S. debt's gonna keep going up. Maybe Elon's got the right path to fix it, but it ain't gonna happen. I'll tell you that much. They ain't gonna let him do that. The view is that whenever somebody goes stabs Elon in the back, he eventually gets his revenge. But I don't know. I still don't think it'll be enough to Let's take a coin though. That's probably a good one to look at right now. Yeah, rejection from there. So I mean, if you follow this path, there. Yeah. I mean, it would be logical to think you can get like a double from here or something. Eventual, kind of jump. When would this peak out? Maybe the next 3 week. That's looking like September. Or if you're thinking monthly, that's probably October. I would look at monthly. I mean, the thing too with the monthly is like, yeah, I mean, they kind of marked bottoms, but the next one probably wouldn't. So, yeah. Thinking here. Yeah, others. I don't know. I mean, a bit of a correction, obviously. Think we should continue forward generally, though. That daily ain't bad. Daily printed trigger. That's pretty mature there. What's it look like on Bitcoin? You're not printing it. Interesting. But that, yeah, probably some bounce around eventually play out, bring us up. So, yeah. See what comes the next 2 weeks or so. Definitely got to see what comes the next 2 weeks. But yeah, the tariffs, J-Power, Russia. Yeah. You know, I think that Russia, Ukraine, to be completely honest, in my view, maybe I'm completely out of left field, completely wrong, but that could go on for 20 more years, man. That could be mid 2040s and still somewhat going on. I don't think that's stopping anytime soon. I don't think the Lion's going to be able to stop it. The Lion he's still giving aid, and he probably ain't going to stop giving aid anytime soon. I don't think in his term that he ain't going to stop that. I don't think so. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think so. And then who gets in after? J.D. Vance would be my guess, but it could be Newsom. Probably one of those two. I mean, it could be someone completely different, but we'll see. Plot twist, it's Mark Zuckerberg. No, he's not going to run for president. But, J.D. Vance, will he be, maybe, I don't think much will happen. And then once you get AOC or Newsom in 2032, who's going to, that's just going to be more aid to it and more entitlements and more money spent. And then kind of towards the end of their freaking, 2 terms or whatever, or 3 terms, Democrats turn to get in, then voila, your debt to GDP ratio for the U.S. is 200%. What happens when it's 200%? Belly up, and then Republicans get back in the 2040s probably, and they have to make major cuts, make major cuts, and then kind of that confirms, who owes the most money to China. It's the U.S. biggest creditor, and then they take over. Kind of just my guess. 100-year theory, part of it. Also backed by a lot of fundamentals of what's happening right now in the world, but yeah. I remember when I was a kid, when I was young, I was probably like, between the ages of maybe 5 to 8, 5 to 10 or something. My dad used to always talk about China being like the next world power, and like the U.S. would become like, I don't like to say the terminology, but they would move backwards and become like a developing country or whatever. As I got older, he completely changed, completely did a 180 on that. He completely did not think that would happen. To this day, definitely doesn't think that would happen. I don't think. Just that always American mindset. It's interesting how he kind of changed his view on that. It's I don't know. I don't know what happened there. Very interesting. What's up, Lewis? Take profit. So yeah. XPRT was one little jump. That kind of went to zero. Speaking of things that went to zero, I'm so glad no one asked me about Hex anymore. I'm just so glad that community is done. Just nothing, man. Nothing. Does Richard Hart still even post about it? Let's see from the top there. And I'll tell you guys one thing. I sold the top. Not the exact top, but like around the top, like high 30s. You know what I mean? I traded this up from freaking, where was it? Maybe... Oh, yeah, this went nuts at the end, 50 cents. I got a 2x at least, 2 to 3x, probably, I think July or August to there, and got out. I didn't really know about it until, like, back here or something, May. He did some serious shit and then just fell off a cliff. And he had a little hope there, but nah. But, yeah. Anybody see the Mark Zuckerberg Theo Von interview? I saw the beginning where he's like, "You drink coffee, man?" Nah, man. I used to do it recreationally. Like, he just views that as like a drug. Just used to do it recreationally, man. So, yeah. What happened to Richard? I don't even know if he still posts. That guy had a little mental thing. I have no clue what his net worth is now. This could come back. I have no idea, man. There's so many new coins. Yeah, sure, it could come back. Hard to say, though. Very speculative, I'll tell you that much. Very, very speculative. Jaw is a little tight there. Everything's out a little bit out of alignment right now. That's okay though. It happens, you know. Theta. Not gonna stand a ton tonight, but I gotta wake up for a flight tomorrow, so yeah. Dumped on anyone who disappeared. Yeah. I don't know if he sold or what the hell he did. I have no idea, man. Tough to say with that. Curious about ApeCoin. I mean, you know, more of a negative day for the market. We'll see what happens. I mean, this could be for some of these. This looks like a decent bottom, actually. That's why I'd be I'm a little weary shorting, but you know, you gotta do what you gotta do, man. Short that. How's XRP looking? Not bad. A wave right there. Hopefully coming up back to 3 something. That guy, yeah, I mean, it's volatile, man. 24% correction. It's not bad. I think it'll eventually get up to 4 or something here. I wonder what will mark the top on this. Maybe the net, yeah, maybe that 3-week bear div. I mean, when did that hit? October. A lot of signs point to October. A lot of roads point to October, I'll tell you that much. So yeah. Monthly there, ApeCoin. Yeah, I mean it's kind of, there's this new, I was watching kind of interesting. Brandon Carter is talking about his strategy he uses to, I mean this is for NASDAQ futures like NQ, but 15-minute and 2-minute he kind of goes short based on, his thing was weird though because it was if you don't know who he is, like big bodybuilder guy, fitness dude, cool dude, pretty smart, I should say really smart, I think. But like a kind of a weird strategy with no stop loss. A kind of, you know, strategy it doesn't make. I'd have to look more into it, but basically you're looking at like EMA, 200 EMA and 15-minute and 2-minute when it's both below or like losing kind of a point or whatever, or rejecting from a point, and vice versa. Obviously for longs, you'd kind of go short. So I mean, I don't know how. Interesting play though. I mean, if you were to do something like that, you know, try to do something like a 2-to-1 there. I wonder how you would. I mean, you could try this. I think. I mean, I'm kind of thinking 33 at this point, man. You get that. You do something like that. I'm kind of thinking 33. I think Asia may dump it too. D dot G dot G dot T dot. Yeah, short ape. Yeah. It may work out. I mean, the thing too is, let's look at funding rates quickly, amigos. Vamos a mirar, mirar and funding. Ratos de funding. Whatever. I don't know. In between, people are doing a little bit of flopping and groping. I mean, I think it's gonna be one of those things where like it rails both sides as it normally does. You know what I mean? You know. Something like that. A little something like that, you know. I mean, what panic? I mean, the thing, too, is like, you know, your average retail investor was probably panicking at your, you know, 2% correction there. It's all over. And they're right. It did come down a little bit farther. Oh, the 200 EMA you talking about? Yeah. I think I wouldn't just trade completely on that. You need other shit. You need other stuff. But I mean, I think it's decent. I mean, what is shout out to the Crypto Life, a really good guy, by the way. I mean, you guys know. I probably know. You probably know about him. You guys know that I know him. Really good guy. And yeah, I think it's good. I mean, you got to combine it with other stuff. Definitely other stuff. I mean, I don't think you could just use that and be profitable. Probably not trading freaking ETH and Bitcoin. Maybe trading NASDAQ futures like Brad and Carter was doing. But his thing was freaking unconventional. That was, not to say it's bad. It worked for him. I believe he made 50 G's from it a month or whatever. The thing, too, with that is the patterns change. I'm sure a lot of people have. Let's just look at the NQ. Let's look at the thing. I mean, a lot of people make a killing trading this. People make excuse the language. People make a killing trading this. But, I mean, I don't know if, they made a killing right here. I mean, they're just going along on every freaking there. I mean, I feel like when you get there, it's like, not working too well. Things change. Yeah. Let's see. That's funny that you mentioned that Kryptonite. That's what Brandon Carter said, I think. He mixes kind of the MACD and RSI. I mean, you could look at money flow. Okay, so let's try it for like Bitcoin right now, which would probably be the bet. If you're looking for short, I would short Bitcoin because it's been bleeding against ETH. I mean, kind of like what Evan Aldo is doing, what I'm doing right now. But if you combine it on the 50, I mean, your money flow is coming up. But I wouldn't say that's the most bullish of freaking charts. This is more bearish. You could try. I mean, let's combine it with some other stuff too. Let's put as much stuff on the chart as possible, so it just looks like we have no clue what the hell is going on. I would just equate it to a 2-to-1 probably. I mean, 2-to-1 is generally the best ratio to use for day trading. I would even argue swing trading. Like that. That would be your trade to do it that like that. People will probably say it should be much tighter and it's more of like a scalp trade strategy, I guess, but I don't know, I do things differently. Yeah. I think Asia probably might done. When does Asian market open? I have no idea. What time is it? And that's probably a few hours away, I would guess, right? Yeah. You got a bad feeling about this? Shut up. You gotta be positive, man. I'm kidding, man. I don't want to put nobody down. I don't know. I think you got a good shot. I think we're still okay. I mean, that would suck so bad if it just, imagine just rejects from that. Like, that would suck. I wouldn't really I mean, this 3-week, once that VWAP comes down, that probably could mark the end. So I'm kind of pointing towards 2 a.m. and I'm gonna be asleep. So yeah, I mean, I'm in Europe too. I'm in Finland, man. I'm in Finland, believe it or not. So yeah. And by the way, guys, if you guys are interested in trading and losing money if you have no clue what the hell you're doing, check out the links down below. BloFin, pretty good, 20% cash back off all your fees for life with my link. Trading volume, you get some good bonuses. The one that's really cool right now, BYDFI, 10K worth of Bitcoin trading bonuses. Check it out. Links are down below based on trading volume. 20% off your fees for life as well. 25% off your fees. Most percent off your fees for life on Bitunix. Check that one out. These are probably the 3 best, I think, to use for non-KYC. I mean, I wouldn't ever put all your eggs in one basket because you could have an FTX or some weird shit happen. But, Portugal. Yeah, nice. You're probably an hour before me, I would think. An hour to 2 hours. I mean, what time is it in Portugal right now? It's almost 11 here. Pay off your student loans. Yeah, I mean, Yeah, man. I just follow the strategy. Be robotic, follow the strategy. I mean, if you liquidate 60% of everything right now to pay off student loans, you still got 40% left of it. I mean, and you'll probably be debt free. So, yeah, nobody knows the exact future. But I do think a lot of altcoins can do 2 to 3x, if not more. You're only an hour before me, I think. Yeah. I don't know, 2 hours? I think you're 2 hours out. Yeah, you're 2 hours. Asian open. Yeah, so that's something like 4 a.m. for where I am. But yeah. Yeah, I mean, debt free. I mean, you know, the obvious thing like good debt versus bad debt, all that type of stuff. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's complicated. Well, yeah, I mean that's I mean 300. We don't know 100% if that's gonna happen. I mean, I think it kind of depends how much you're ahead right now. You know, I would just kind of wait. Like the thing too is just let's be robotic with it. Just wait until the freaking red dot or close to the red dot in the 3 week here on ETH, and maybe sell then and pay off the shit. You know, I'm not. Yeah, no such thing as that. Well, I mean, that's Jeff Bezos when he borrows against his, Amazon shares or whatever, to avoid paying taxes. I mean, if you do it right, for appreciating assets generally, if you do it conservatively, it generally works. I mean, Michael Saylor, it's kind of worked. But the other view with that, too, is like, oh man, I'm zoning out a little bit tired late night. The other view with that is like, if you're smart enough, you really don't need debt at all. There's that view too. So, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think debt, a lot of stuff it is mindset in life too. If you have debt, it kind of messes with your mindset certain times. A lot of it is mindset and, law of attraction, all that. And I think when you kind of have less debt, generally you have a more positive outlook on things. It's very mental. A lot of stuff is way, way more mental than you think it really is. You could be thinking, you're going through, we're a terrible part of your life, and things could get so much better within a year. Things could really change. So yeah. I think sometimes we're kind of brainwashed to believe that we're so much weaker than we are and so much less capable than we are. If you know mad values that travel the world and they're the happiest people on earth. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Yeah, definitely possible. I think there's, issues or whatever in anything. It kind of depends. I mean, I'm a nomad. I travel the world. I have a mortgage. Not a crazy amount, but, for a rental property I have. Depends how you want to do it. Depends how you want to do it. The thing, too, is you don't want to... I mean, a lot of people, especially in America, get caught in a lot of debt. I mean, you don't want to feel bad if you got caught in that. I remember I was listening to one clip of Dave Ramsey, telling some guy who was I don't know, I think he had 10 or 20 grand in debt or something. And he was, telling him, okay, you got to work 6 extra jobs. I'm just thinking, whoa, why can't you just work 1 extra job? Why can't you just 6 extra? I'm just have you ever seen a person their life 6 jobs? How were you working 6 jobs that are 5 hours a week each? I mean, yeah, yeah, 400 a month in bills. I mean, I guess you would own a house then if you only got 400 a month in bills. I mean, even the cheapest places in the world right now. I mean, there's people who will tell you could still live in places off $1,000 a month. But I mean, if you want any decent lifestyle, but it's more than, you know, it's 1,500 to 2,000 at least, you know. I mean, everywhere has gotten more expensive, obviously, with the decline of the U.S. dollar and all that. Yeah. It's like, you gotta work 6 more jobs to pay off your 10K. Like, how about we just start with getting one set? Like, that's just like saying, like, okay, you make 30 grand a year now. We gotta start making $1 million a year in 6 weeks, man. Like, let's just start with one thing. To make an extra 10 grand, you're gonna work 6. I'm gonna get 6 extra jobs to make an extra 10 grand. Like, why can't I just do Uber Eats on delivery? You know, why can't I just deliver food on the side to make an extra 3 grand a month and pay that off in 3 months? 6 jobs. We're gonna get 6 jobs. I've never heard of a person having 6 jobs. I mean, maybe it's the genius. I mean, the average millionaire is what, 6, 7 streams of income. I mean, I guess you could say that's 6 jobs. You consider that jobs, but yeah. The thing too, yeah. I mean, you kind of. I mean, the thing with property tax, I mean, it's like that's kind of like debt, in my opinion, or bills are kind of debt because you still have to pay it or else your property is getting taken away from you. I mean, you never completely like own everything, you know. What do I think short term? I don't know. I think we may go down a little bit farther. It's hard to say, though. It's kind of a boring day, you know. I could see it going either way here. Kind of conflicting. Maybe a little bit more sideways for a bit. Hopefully tomorrow will be boring, too, because I'll be flying for a lot of the time. Say I get a long flight tomorrow, but yeah. No. Well, actually. Well, yeah, I don't want to show you the... Nightshade posted something. If you're interested in Discord, check it out. I've heard of owner financing. How the hell? I forget what that even means or how that. There's that guy on TikTok that's kind of annoying. I mean, some of those people, they record calls a lot with people and put them on TikTok, those voice calls. That's interesting because I thought that was illegal to do. You guys have probably seen that if you go on TikTok, which is probably not a good idea to go on TikTok in general. But if you do the poison, you know, if you do watch the poison, a lot of it is poison. You know, you see those guys and they like record, you know, interactions of them calling people. And there's that one guy that I think he tries to do owner financing or something. And he's always like the most irritating person. It's like, it's not going to kill you if you take half the, you know. Oh, man. It's like that's the thing I hate, too. It's like, you're not going to die if you do this. Well, yeah. The thing with that, you got to be careful saying that, too, because, you know, people... I would be sure one of the biggest causes of suicide, sadly, is probably bad financial decisions. Could be wrong, but one of it could be. Like, bad financial decisions is one of the biggest causes of depression, all that. You got to realize, I mean, you know. That guy, I don't like that guy. I really don't think that guy's the greatest person. I mean, I know he just wants attention and views on TikTok, but, you know, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's not too bad, but yeah. If you don't make a payment, you're out your mind. Okay. So they also call it seller financing. $70 a month. When does those go on? When do those end? When is it like scheduled to end? It's really low interest, right? Deed to own. I'd have to read about that stuff. I've never really heard of it, and I've heard of it on TikTok, you know. But I've never, you know, there's always those things, but yeah. Deed to own. That's more for farmland, or what is it? It's for like, it's not for typical like properties. It's that most people buy, and I know that part. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. We're climbing up a little bit on Bitcoin. So funding rates right there. Thing is, I do think, when you look at liquidation points, and I mean, they're not always, the most. I mean, people flop and grow up, obviously, and I feel like the market just finds a way to do what it wants at the end of the day. But liquidation points would tell you we're eventually going to come up here, maybe hit at these lows here. But then again, if you look at any other time frame, that's where it gets confusing, because it's going to watch. Well, okay, yeah, most of this would tell us we're going up. Hunting, recreational land, okay. Stuff no one wants, really. Stuff that probably won't go up in value. Yeah. That's why it's easier to get, probably. Parcels, never heard of that. Yeah. I mean, if you're doing it, know what you're doing with stuff like that, I guess it could be a good idea. But that's the thing, too. Like, that stuff just keeps... Because over time, everybody wants to live in the bigger cities, too. Especially as people don't have kids anymore. Without kids, without all that stuff, and as all the farming stuff gets more automated and, outsourced by AI and all that, I mean, people are going to be more in the cities, owning nothing and being happy. That's already what we're seeing with the younger populations. I mean, yeah. Yeah. Been about 42 minutes right now. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I really want to talk about. Nothing's really happening at the moment. I mean, we could look at like what's, if there's any motion, any movement. NFTs, Mutant Apes down a little bit. Yeah, it's just a boring freaking day. I mean, 24 hours, Mantle's up. Polygon's actually, that could be a good, it's actually a good sign, maybe. Freaking blood diamond on the weekly. It just don't get better for this, you know what I mean? I think that's kind of a red herring, but could be actually a bottom signal, but yeah. We'll see what happens here. That almost looks like it'll jump here. Yeah, optimistic crowd. I think it's just tough to say right now. It's just not the market where I think it's going to keep going up. I don't think you would lose 3,300. You could come down a little bit. Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens. I think that, that EMA thing that, I mean, I've done shit with the EMAs before. I was curious. I found it very intriguing how Bryden Carter was making 20 or 50K a month doing it. But yeah. But anyway, guys, I think I'm going to get going. Just not much else to really talk about at the moment. If you guys are interested in trading, taking some of the trades in Discord, check out the Discord and check out the links down below for the exchanges. A lot of good bonuses, but Bitunix 20%, 25% off your fees for life. You still have my link. And then BYDFI, we're doing a Bitcoin giveaway for trading volume up to 10K. Pretty good. And then I think this is, USDT giveaway for trading volume as well on BloFin. So pick your poison. Low time frames, yeah, it's just going back and forth. I don't think it's going to move too significantly, right now. I guess maybe we'll have to wait till tomorrow or that, So, yeah, we're cooked. I mean, it depends how you... Everyone uses the word cooked now. I guess, done, we're in a crash. That's what it means. Somebody was asking me, is so-and-so cooked? And I'm like, well, medium rare, well done. How is it cooked? It depends, But anyway. Yeah, right, that, like that. Right there. Yeah, I think everything's still looking pretty decent. Let's look at Bitcoin dominance quickly. It's choppy like everything else. This generally should head down, especially that 2-month. Look at that. Very similar to kind of over that area. This should get some red hike and ashes. Way overdue for that. Anyway, guys, really appreciate you guys. Always appreciate you guys smashing the like button, all that good stuff. I'll see you guys really soon. Always great to see you guys in the chat and all that. So let me end this stream. Peace, guys. Goodbye.